If you believe there's a God, you would probably ask yourself, how come He created such a beautiful place called Eger in Hungary? Before this journey, we have read an interesting article from a travel magazine about the special wine drinking culture in this district. Even it took almost 2 hours to come here from Budapest, we did feel that all the effort was not worth mention at all once we arrived to this town.
Wintersun in Eger, the most wonderful surprise from such a beautiful Baroque town. For many wine lovers, this town is a symbol for tasty Hungarian wine, namely Eger Bakava. On our way to Eger by train, we saw many vineyards. Just imagine how this town would be in autumn, when everyone is busy collecting the very best wine grapes. The wonderful smell from each and every wine cellars would be the very best perfume for this wonderful town.
The flavorful Eger Bakava red wine has been produced on this soil since the late 16th century. When the Turks came, they replaced the traditional white-skinned grapes with the dark-skinned. The name Eger Bakava means the bull's blood in Hungarian. According to some old legend, this wine was developed during the Great Siege of Eger. The siege was not an easy battle for the Turks, and it lasted over 30 days. The ambitious Sultan from Ottoman Empire, Selim the Magnificent, felt he needed to do something to motivate the tired soldiers to fight for him zealously and courageously. His present were delicious meals and this exclusive wine. Main ingredients are the dark-skinned Kadarka grapes. A popular folk tale indicates that this kind of grape has its origin from Lake Scutari, which is situated on the border between Albania and Montenegro. The victory of the siege is still a national pride in Hungary today. During the operation, Selim I from Ottoman Empire sent a huge Anatolian troop of over 40,000 soldiers, 2,000 camels, 150 medium artilleries, and 16 huge cannons to siege the castle of Eger. At that time, the fortress was defended only by 2,500 Hungarian soldiers. How come the victory went to the defenders? According to some recent research, the internal disagreement between the leading figures contributed to the military setbacks.
If anyone knows the meaning of multiculturalism, it would be the people who live in Eger. After the Turkish insurrection, many Turkish residents decided to continue their life in Eger, side by side with the local Hungarians and the Serbs who fled to Eger because of the Turkish invasion. Probably just because the Turkish present merchants from the Persian Empire and China came to Eger during the 17th century. They brought with them, among others, the Asian porcelains, beautiful silks, and exotic spices.
As we wandered up and down and admired the castle of Eger, it was impossible not to contemplate the special friendship between the Turks and the Magyars. After 150 years of Ottoman occupation and constant warfare, also terrible massacres and mass deportations, the intuitive hatred and dissatisfaction was far less than the solid and genuine friendship feelings between the two very different countries. How did they forge such a hearty bond? Why did so many Turks choose to continue to live in Hungary? One possible explanation could be traced from the huge language difference between Hungarian and the spoken languages on the other neighboring countries. Hungary has always been an outsider on the European continent. The origin of the Hungarian language could be traced from the Central Asia. 2,000 years ago, the Magyars started to develop their own agriculture thanks to the influence from the Bulgaria. Later, they also abandoned their origin paganism and accepted Catholic Christianity as their national religion. Hungary has probably always been an open-minded nation and ready to embrace new ideas and foreign cultures. Today, the Eagle Castle and the close-by wine district, Pretty Woman's Valley, are star attractions in Hungary. There is a smaller museum with a clannish collection of items from the medieval period to the modern day. The variety of local folk art in this area is particularly impressive. When we visit the museum, I can't help myself to fantasize a very different kind of lifestyle on the countryside among pious and hard-working people, before inventions like radio, television set, or computer have emerged. As a rational modern woman, I do not see that lifestyle as a utopia or an alternative to the urban lifestyle. However, an oil painting from the Romantic period over a picturesque country cottage with small chimney in a spring landscape, a few farmers in their traditional party costumes, and a few colorful hands can easily make us to daydream away from the stressful reality. At the end of the day, we visited the traditional Christmas market on the main square and enjoyed the delicious Eger red wine and local cultivated cheese with cumin. In such an occasion, people who carry opposite ideologies or have different ethnic origins can enjoy themselves together under the same night sky. What brings them together is simply the joy of life itself, regardless how fragile the life seems to be from time to time.